So, when Heather asked me to be the MC for her wedding,
Oh, she's already rolling her eyes.
I thought, should I have a few drinks to loosen up before, or should I wait till later? Well, when Bruce then approached me and asked me to be his best man, my mind was made up. So before we begin, the safety side of me here has to bring up just one housekeeping issue. In the event of fire, please make your way to the nearest exit. Leave the building. And I have decided that the MLCC would be a good muster point. And that's where we will do a roll call. So that's why it's very important you get your name on that board. That's what we're going to use to ensure we get out there safely. So we are gathered here today to recognize something magical. Something that has seemingly disappeared in our society. Something so rare and beautiful, we have come together to partake and share in the joy it gives off. I am, of course, talking about the open bar. They say that marriages are made in heaven. Then again, so are thunder, lightning, tornadoes, and hail. Marriage is when a man and woman become as one. The trouble starts when they try to decide which one. Bruce was telling me earlier today, I always knew I'd find and marry Miss Right. I just didn't think her first name would be Always. Some bad news to pass along. Bruce's wallet and credit card were stolen last week. But he's told me he's decided not to cancel it because the thief is actually charging less on it than Heather did. So, how did we all get here today? Scientists say that human evolution is the evolutionary process that led to the emergence of anatomically modern humans.
Oh, geez.
Beginning with the evolutionary history of primates and leading to the emergence of Homo sapiens as a distinct species of the hominid family, the great apes. This process involved the gradual development of traits such as human bipedalism and language. Heather has a great interest in researching our family genealogy, and I wouldn't be surprised if she has traced our family back to a monkey, which would also explain a few things. But on more general terms, why are we here? Well, turns out this guy that Heather started dragging out to the family gatherings many years ago has decided, with Heather's permission of course, to make it official. And since they've been living together for years now, some of this may not come as big news to Bruce, but I feel compelled to share some of Heather's finer qualities with you. And this one goes back to what I had mentioned before dinner, but I kind of had to mention it then or else it wouldn't make much sense now. But so for example, yeah, she is one of the slowest eaters I know. When we were kids, our parents had a rule. No one leaves the table until everyone has finished eating. So I'd finish and watch the painstakingly slow spectacle that was unfolding across from me. I'd look longingly out the window and watch my friends running, biking, playing in the street in the warm sunshine. I'd be itching to get out there and join in. Well, as day turned to dusk and dusk turned to night, and Heather finally put the last morsel of food in her mouth, you get the picture. Another thing you may not know about her, she was once an aspiring actress. One time, we had a neighbor knock on the door. My mom was shocked to see the neighbor carrying Heather in her arms. Thinking there was something terribly wrong, Mom asked what happened. Neighbor said she happened to look out her window and saw Heather crawling across her lawn on all fours. I believe the gist of the story was there was nothing wrong. Heather said she was simply too exhausted to walk the rest of the way home from school, so resorted to crawling. Dramatic, yet effective, as she could get a lift home. Those of us who know Heather knows that she prefers not to be in the spotlight. She prefers to blend into the background and soak everything in. However, we have discovered that if it's wine she's soaking in, she'll grab a pillow and be fast asleep on the couch within an hour. Many. So Heather and I had lots of fun as kids, building forts. We used to record each other on our old Lloyd's tape recorder, street riding, camping, etc. As we grew up and moved on to do our thing called life, we obviously don't see each other that often. But Heather is loyal, determined, even witty. Hold on, Bruce, I can't read your handwriting well. And she has a heart of gold. Just don't piss her off. Don't do anything illegal or morally wrong around her either, as she will have no problem turning you in. Once when I was probably about 8 and she was about 5, some matches that I was examining were accidentally getting lit and accidentally falling into a cardboard toy box in the basement. Remember how I said she was loyal? This must have been a trait that she developed later in life. For no sooner did the matches start accidentally falling into the toy box when Heather started screaming bloody murder about what was happening. Although I've known Bruce for many years now, I must say he's a bit of an enigma. Like Heather, he pretty much blends into the background and is a man of few words. But I imagine the words he does say are usually, yes dear, you're right, and that's what I think too. I know he was really big into telescopes at one time. He always tells me he was looking at things in the sky, but I can't help that maybe he was being used for looking at other things. Just a thought. To say the guy is fond of aircraft would be like saying I'm a little skittish around bears. When he sees or hears a plane, you'd better hope you're not in the charge zone. The charge zone is a path that lies between where Bruce is and where he needs to get to in order to determine what is flying overhead. He may not look like he can move quickly, but rest assured, if we could place an airplane at the end of a 100-meter track, Canada would have its next Olympic gold medal. Within 2 seconds, he can determine, oh, that's a Northrop B-61 Black Widow, built in 1944 and propelled by 2 big de Havilland engines, blah, blah, blah. I can't imagine how excited the guy gets when he's actually in an airplane. I can hear the stewardess now on their flight to Hawaii a couple days from now. Can I get a wet cleanup on aisle 18, please? As a matter of fact, for fun, I was going to try and get a hold of someone to do a flyby over the church right in the middle of the vows, and then sit back and watch the chaos ensue. Well, Bruce, seeing as how you've made it to today, I doubt there's any words of wisdom I can give you. Whatever you're doing seems to be working. Although you've been part of the family for years, today I would like to officially welcome you to the Ward clan. You had your chance, and now it's too late. So just wrap it up. All in all, Heather and Bruce's personalities seem to mesh together quite well. And by all accounts, they seem to be very happy with one another and their two pups. And at the end of the day, that is all that really matters. So I'd like everyone at this time to stand if you're able. Dad, you can remain seated if you want. And join me in a toast to Heather and Bruce.
Heather and Bruce.